Good morning, everyone. My name is MightyStream. Today is September the 26th. I'm going to do your Just for Today in a meditation with you. I'm brought to you by Hope Through Navigation, and this is our H.O.O.D Recovery Services. You can reach me at recoveryofhope21@gmail.com. I'm looking forward to this meditation. Let's go ahead and I'm always looking forward to it. I don't even know the topic, but I'm looking forward to it. I sure am. I was on the wake up list this morning, so I'm excited about that, if nothing else. September 26th, seeing ourselves in others. It will not make us better people to judge the faults of others. Basic text 38. Oh my goodness, this is deep. Okay, well, let's get right into it and see what it has to say, okay? How easy is it to point out the faults of others? There's a reason for this. The defects we identify most easily in others are often the defects we are most familiar with in our own characters. We may notice our best friend's tendency to spend too much money, but if we examine our own spending habits, we'll probably find the same compulsiveness. We may decide our sponsor is much too involved in service, but find that we haven't spent a single weekend with our families in the past 3 months because of one service commitment or another. What we dislike in our fellows are often those things we dislike most in ourselves. We can turn this observation to our spiritual advantage. When we are stricken with the impulse to judge someone else, we can redirect the impulse in such a way as to recognize our own defects more clearly. What we see will guide our actions toward recovery and help us become emotionally healthy and happy individuals. Just for today, I will look beyond the character defects of others and recognize my own. That's a wonderful meditation. Let's go ahead and take a moment of silence, followed by the we version of the Serenity Prayer. Moment of silence now, please. Thank you, God. Grant us the serenity to accept the things we cannot change, the courage to change the things that we can, and the wisdom to know the difference. Just for today, please and thank you. Powerful. How powerful is that meditation? It will not make us better to judge the faults of others. Basic text, page 38. You know, I'm so tempted to grab my basic text and pull that page up and look at it because I honestly cannot remember ever reading ever reading that particular sentence, and I wish I had. I'm trying to tell you, this is the truth right here. Seeing ourselves in others. You've ever heard that saying, "It takes one to know one," right? Or the things you notice are the things you are, which is very intense for me because I mean, there must be a lot lying within me because it seems like I notice every single detail, right? Every fault about everyone. And I just cringe. Honey, I cringe at the thought that I would have some of the things I notice within myself. But let's keep it 100 because if I keep it completely honest, and I go and I begin to think about my behaviors and my patterns and my whatever it is I happen to be having a problem with or noticing in someone else. I can almost, I wouldn't say 100%, right? Sure, but I can almost say that 9 times out of 10, so that's 90%. Oh, that gives me 10% room to move freely. 90% of the time, I would say that that's true. I do have a tendency to notice in others areas that I struggle with or have struggled with. And so let's keep that relevant, right? Because you may not be struggling with it anymore, but it has been an ongoing process for you to recover in those particular areas. So I want to challenge you today. I'm gonna keep this sweet and short because I can hear my little ones moving around in the background, right? Ready to go to school. I want for you today to think as you're judging, as you're finding fault. Why did she do that? I would never have done that. Oh my goodness, he is really acting like that today in class, right? So as you begin to find fault and judge other people, one, remember on page basic text 38, go find it. It will not make you a better person to do it, right? But more than likely, that is your cue that there's something in you. There's something within you that identifies with that. Otherwise, you will not notice it. And you know what? That can be good and bad, right? I notice people that are loving and kind. And I also notice people that are mean as anything, right? And both of those capabilities or traits do exist within me. I can go from 0 to 100. It would amaze you. And I can be just as peaceful, as calm as I need and want to be. I have power over that today. My character defects do not take authority over me today, right? These spiritual principles that I apply in my life on a daily basis, in all of my affairs, 90% of the time. Right? Those are the things that I enjoy. I enjoy challenging myself to be a better individual than I've been the day previous or maybe a few minutes previously. I want for you to challenge yourself to when you're noticing, right? Because these are automatic, they call them automatic negative thoughts or AT, right? Automatic thoughts, generally negative, that operate in your subconscious mind, behind the scene, right? They operate somewhere in the background, even as you're physically interacting and talking and moving around in your day-to-day life. There's somewhere back there. And generally speaking, if you take a moment to notice them, those are the quiet thoughts. Those are the thoughts that we actually sometimes joke about and say, I have an angel on one side and a devil on the other, right? Or we call it the disease of addiction. They're really your negative automatic thoughts, and they're back there operating all the time. But now today, I want you to take time to notice them and shut them down with positivity. So if you're really a person that's into fashion and you notice someone that wears a lot of leopard prints and their leopard prints don't ever match, right? And you have a problem with how, their leopard prints don't ever match, right? And you want to judge that little old lady for that. Right. I wish she would stop mixing her motifs. I mean, I know it's all leopard, but they don't even match. The prints aren't even, the backgrounds aren't even the same. When you go to judge that little old lady, you know what I want you to do? Man, I hope by the time I get her age, I still care about fashion like that. I wanted you to challenge yourself today to bring some beauty to those thoughts that you might be having about others, but also, as it says here, remember it's not going to make you a better person to judge them. And there might be some things that you might need to look at within yourself if that's an issue for you and someone else. Okay, so we've enjoyed that today. My name is MightyStream. I've enjoyed talking to you, and I will be talking to you tomorrow. Have a beautiful day on purpose.